Hey everyone, and welcome to this new video. If you're looking for your next travel spot and you love history, good food, and Mediterranean life, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to explore one of Spain's most exciting and charming cities, the best city in the world to live in, according to an international survey, Valencia. From its futuristic buildings to its charming narrow streets, we'll show you the 10 must-see places you can't miss. Get ready to fall in love with the capital of Turia. This trip starts at the City of Arts and Sciences and takes you through the Turia Gardens to the Old Town Center, ending at Malvarosa Beach. Let's get started. The City of Arts and Sciences is a futuristic complex. It's not just a bunch of buildings. It's a work of art and engineering that looks like it came straight out of a science fiction movie. Le Hemispheric, the building that looks like a giant eye, is not just an IMAX movie theater. Its aluminum roof opens and closes like an eye blinking. L'Oceanographic is the biggest aquarium in Europe with 110,000 square meters. It is home to about 500 kinds of animals and 45,000 animals. You can walk through a 70-meter underwater tunnel surrounded by sharks and see the only beluga whales in all of Europe. Forget about the do not touch signs. At the Science Museum, the motto is forbidden not to touch, inviting you to interact with science in a fun and completely hands-on way. The entrance arches to the area have an acoustic secret. You can whisper to someone 50 meters away and they will hear you perfectly. The voice travels through the structure. The City of Arts and Sciences is a place where architecture, science, and nature come together in a spectacular way, creating an experience that will leave you speechless. The Turia Garden isn't just any park. It's the green heart of Valencia with an amazing story. The most amazing thing about this place is its history. It used to be the Turia River, but it was moved in 1957 after a really bad flood. The city decided not to rebuild the riverbed. Instead, they turned it into an amazing park, 9 kilometers long. It's one of the biggest city parks in Spain. The garden is crossed by 18 bridges that are true works of art. Some are historical, centuries old, and others are of modern architecture. Walking here is like traveling through time. Inside the Turia Garden, you'll find Gulliver Park. It's a giant figure of Gulliver lying on the ground. It's a playground with slides and ropes on his body, where kids can feel like the tiny Lilliputians. The garden offers endless things to do. There are bike paths that go from one end to the other, running tracks, sports areas, and places to relax among palm and orange trees. It's the perfect place to exercise, take a romantic walk, or just enjoy nature right in the middle of the city. The Turia Garden is a perfect example of how a place that has gone through a natural disaster can turn into one of the most amazing and beloved spots in a city. The Silk Exchange. The Silk Exchange isn't just a building, it's the monument that tells the story of the wealth and power of medieval Valencia. This amazing building, named a World Heritage Site by UNESCO, was the main place for silk trading in the 1400s. Silk was the product that made Valencia a rich and powerful city, but it also had a dark side. Its tower had a jail for traders who didn't pay their debts on time. The main hall will take your breath away. Its giant spiral columns, reaching up to the ceiling like stone palm trees, create an amazing sight. It's like walking through a sacred forest where the most important deals of that time were made. Don't miss the gargoyles on the outside. Unlike the religious figures on churches, these gargoyles are a collection of weird and funny creatures. You'll see things that show sins, imaginary beings, and scenes from everyday life with a bit of humor and social commentary from that time. La Loña was much more than just a market. The first bill of exchange in Spain was made here, a banking tool that changed trade forever and showed how smart the city was with money. The Silk Exchange is a beautiful building, and it's like an open book that takes you back to a time of amazing trade and clever people. The central market of Valencia is much more than just a simple market. It's a modernist architectural gem, a vital hub of Valencian life, and a cathedral of the senses. The building is a great example of Valencian modernism. It stands out with its iron structure, glass, and colorful ceramic mosaics. Its big central dome, which rises to over 30 meters, has a weather vane with a parrot on top, which is a famous part of the building. Opened in 1928, the market was built on a trade center that had been there for over 1,000 years. With over 300 stalls, it is one of the oldest and biggest fresh food markets in Europe that has been open all the time. At its stalls, you can find an impressive variety of products, from fresh fruits and vegetables from the Valencian garden to seafood, meats, cured meats and cheeses. One of the merchant's mottos is, "If you can't find it here, it probably doesn't exist." It's a perfect place to discover local food and admire the architecture and feel the beat of the city of Valencia. The hours are Monday to Saturday from 8 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, and it's closed on Sundays and holidays. If you're enjoying this tour, don't forget to like the video, share it, and subscribe. The Valencia Cathedral and its bell tower, the Miguelete, are a huge group of buildings that show many different building styles and hold a treasure of great historical and religious value. The Valencia Cathedral is home to the Holy Chalice, the cup that, according to tradition, Jesus Christ used at the Last Supper. The relic is displayed in a special chapel, and its authenticity has been supported by archaeological studies that date the original agate cup to the 1st century. The chalice was restored after breaking in 1744 and has been used by 2 popes during their visit to Valencia. The Miguelete is the bell tower of the cathedral. Its building, which lasted from 1381 to 1429, was handled by several master builders. It was named after the main bell, the Miguel bell, which was blessed on St. Michael's Day. The tower, which is 51 meters tall, has 207 steps. Climbing its spiral staircase will give you one of the best views of Valencia. The tower's height up to the terrace is pretty much the same as its perimeter. According to a story, in 1459, a donkey showed up at the top of the Miguelete's bell tower, which people thought was a prank or something evil. But then it was found out that it was just some pranksters. The cultural visit hours, which include entrance to the cathedral and the museum, change, but it's usually Monday to Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and Sundays from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. The general ticket price is €10. You can go up the tower every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The ticket price is €3. The entrance to the cathedral and the Miguelete are separate tickets. Barrio del Carmen. Get your comfiest shoes and your camera ready. Barrio del Carmen is the historic and bohemian heart of Valencia. Here, old and new mix in a maze of narrow streets that will grab you from the very first moment. The neighborhood is surrounded by the city's 2 walls, the Muslim and the Christian, which gives it a unique feel. Its cobblestone streets take you back in time, as you find old ruins and buildings centuries old around every corner. El Carmen is like an open-air museum. Its walls are like a canvas for talented street artists who have filled the neighborhood with amazing graffiti and murals that are always changing. It's the perfect place for an artsy walk and a photo you'll never forget. When the sun goes down, Barrio del Carmen changes. Its streets fill up with outdoor cafes, charming bars, and live music spots. It's the center of Valencia's nightlife, where locals and tourists mix to enjoy the food and the unique vibe of the place. Barrio del Carmen is an experience that wakes up all your senses, a lively mix of history, art, and life that you just can't miss. Serrano's Towers. These towers are a famous symbol of Valencia, an amazing example of Gothic military architecture and a quiet witness to history. Built between 1392 and 1398, these towers were the most important gate in Valencia's medieval wall. They got their name because they were the main entrance for travelers coming from the Los Serranos region. Over the centuries, besides being for defense, they were also used as a prison for nobles and knights. The towers have a many-sided base and are connected by a central arch. Even though they look like a fort, their inside wall is a beautiful and fancy design, often compared to a triumph arch. You can go up to the top of the towers to see an amazing view of the old city and the Turia garden. It's a very popular thing for visitors to do. The Serrano's Towers are the main place for the most important event of the Fallas festival, La Crida. Every year, The Falera mayor of Valencia gives the speech that officially starts the festivities from one of the tower's terraces. During the Civil War, artworks from the Prado Museum were kept in safe places, and among them was Velázquez's Las Meninas, which was temporarily housed in the Serranos Towers. Their hours and prices are Monday to Saturday, from 10 in the morning to 7 in the evening. General admission costs €2. On Sundays and holidays, entry is free. Plaza de la Virgen. This is the historical and geographical heart of Valencia. Built on what used to be the Roman Forum of Old Valencia, this pedestrian square is a lively meeting spot, surrounded by some of the city's most famous buildings. In the middle of the square is the Turia Fountain, a work that shows the Turia River as a man, surrounded by 8 naked female figures that stand for the 8 irrigation ditches that water Valencia's farmlands. The square is next to the Apostles' Gate of Valencia Cathedral. Right next to the cathedral is the Basilica of the Virgin of the Forsaken, the patron saint of Valencia, lovingly known as La Geperudeta, or the Little Hunchback. Part of the square is taken up by the Palace of the Generalitat, a grand Gothic building from the 15th century that is the seat of the Valencian regional government. The square is also the setting for important cultural and festive events, like the flower offering to the Virgin of the Forsaken during the Fallas, when a giant flower blanket is made in the square. Museum of Fine Arts. It's the most important art museum in the Valencia region, and a big name across the country. Its collection is very large and covers from the 14th century to the early 20th century. Its large collection of Gothic paintings stands out, being one of the most important in Spain. It also has works by great artists like El Greco, Goya, Van Dyck, Murillo, and Velázquez. It's open from Tuesday to Sunday from 10 in the morning to 8 in the evening. Entry is free, but it's closed on Mondays. Malvarosa Beach. It's one of Valencia's most famous and busy city beaches, known for its soft sand and calm waters. It stretches for over 1 kilometer and has a lively boardwalk. The beach and the neighborhood next to it are named after a French botanist who in 1848 bought swampy land and turned it into a plantation of mallow rose flowers. The boardwalk was finished in the 1990s and has become a popular spot for meeting up and having fun. And with that, we've reached the end of our tour of Valencia's most amazing spots. We hope this guide has given you ideas and makes you want to discover the magic of this amazing city for yourself. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe so you don't miss more adventures, and tell us in the comments which of these places you'd like to visit or have visited. See you at the next destination.